Hi, this is Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the musical artist, singer, and songwriter, Amelia Bushell. Hi, Amelia. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
Oh, it's great to see you, and thanks for being with me. Now, you're part of a band called BELLE MARE, and you are going to be having some details relating to what's coming up for you. But I wanted to do is share, in the meantime, Amelia, some of your work, actually a track that you have just released. And so I'd like to tune into now to What Haven't I Done? That's cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, great. So let's tune into Amelia Bushell's What Haven't I Done on her YouTube channel.
Lay down, turn on the gas light for you. Put on the dress I hate, but you want me to wear. Get right to the point as I pray you show your face. The hands on the clock could not move slow enough. Oh, what haven't I done to convince you that I am the one to take you from earth and show you life past the moon, the stars and the sun.
Hi, Amelia. Beautiful. Great to tune into it. And thanks so much for that inspirational work. And can you tell me what was the inspiration for that track? And I'd love to hear your journey as an artist, maybe some of the highlights.
Yeah, for sure. I think the inspiration for that track and for most of my music is a heartbreak, a real big heartbreak, a lingering heartbreak
Mhm.
that lasted many years. Um, and I obviously poeticized it. And the thing is I kind of bring in things from my heartbreak and then things from an imaginary relationship, and I bring them together to kind of make something unique and not necessarily a true story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so that's where that song came from.
Well, you're a romantic, and I love that. And I realized that what haven't I done is it's like, you know what I mean, in the turmoil of sadness, these kinds of works can emerge that are really touching. So I really appreciate that. And so, were there, Amelia, as you were coming up and becoming an artist, and were there any artists that, inspired you that you kind of looked at and got, wow, I really love what they do. And I really feel like I want to do that?
Yeah, 100%. There's one particular, Sharon Van Etten.
Uh-huh.
I saw her when I was 18 years old at a small record store in Vancouver.
Wow.
And it was one of the most raw and amazing performances ever. And something about her, I bought her EP on that day that I saw her and listened to it on repeat for the next 3, 4 months. And it was her who made me realize that I can also write about these kind of things and do it. And in this unique style that was darker than music that I was used to hearing, and so raw and so good. And she was honestly probably my number one inspiration that actually made me realize that I wanted to pursue music professionally.
I love it. You know what I mean? And that is an honest perspective of yours. And that's about honesty too, right? It's being authentic. And then in that artist, you saw that and it melted you. And that's why you had to continually repeat it and like, continually feel it. And I love that because that's kind of like where the art comes from, is like the feeling and the raw aspect. And I just love it. So thank you for that testimony. I really appreciate it. You're unique voice in that experience. And so let me ask this question now, Amelia. What are you working on right now that, you know what I mean, we can anticipate that you might be promoting on your social channels?
Oh my God, so much stuff.
Really? Good.
The pandemic really gave me that opportunity to just focus on music purely. Belle Mare has, we started recording 2 songs for release, and it sounds like it's going to turn into a full record, which is great. I have my punk band Grim Streaker. We're about to release an EP on a Montreal label called Mothland. Super excited about that. It's coming out in March. And I've got my solo project as well, which is very similar to Belle Mare. It's called Extra Special. So check that out. And
So,
yeah.
and listen, you're Vancouver that you mentioned earlier as well. You know, it's not Vancouver, Washington, it's Vancouver in Canada, huh? So is that where you're actually from?
No, I'm actually from England originally.
Okay.
Spent most of my life kind of moving around, and was in New York for 9 years, and recently moved back to Vancouver. And in the process of potentially moving back to New York, 'cause that's where all my bands are. So
Oh, I
yeah.
love it. It's so, I love all this different creativity and different style of music as well, that you know you play. And you know, in the kind of your punk band, were there any kind of punk bands that were like, you know, the bands that were the it bands for you that were like, oh man, this is what helps drive me?
Yeah. I think the first time I heard X, I was really just like, yes, this
Yeah,
is what I want
right.
to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, but it was something that I feel like I have 2 personalities in a way, where I have this like romantic, dreamy personality, and then there's just like I hate everything and fuck everything kind of things.
No, that's
Um,
really honest. I gotta tell you what, I understand, you know.
it's like a really wild side and a really sensitive side. So I needed both of those outlets, because it was difficult to bring my wild side into my really like emotional Belle Mare music. So I needed that other outlet. So that's why I started the punk band.
I love it, man. You know what I mean? And I got to tell you what, that duality in a way, it's like, you know, I also, you know, meet with actors and, you know, whether or not you play the villain or the hero, it's like both of them live within you, you know, and all of us, you know what I mean? There's the duality of kind of light and dark. And so
Yeah.
to be able to express these ways, you know, with your music and your performance is really encouraging and inspiring. So we will look forward to all those progress and developments that we just heard, and more to come on the social media channels for Amelia Bushell. You can find below our interview today, and we'll look forward to following your bands. And I hope you just have a great holiday, Amelia. And thank you for being with me and coming up on FENIX360.
Thank you so much. See
Yeah,
you.
the pleasure's mine. Thanks, Amelia. Take care.
I dream about you all the time. You must be on my mind. When time was turned, being taught by the boat of the fragile mind, we hoped we might make it out alive. To live, to tell the tale of it.